welcome back to the Man United match reaction. Today it's Istanbul versus Manchester United. Manchester United away from home in the Champions League. I hope you're doing alright. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't yet for all the best top man analysis. You're not going to miss it. Let me know who your man of the match was, because again I'm struggling. Again I'm very much struggling. And you know why I'm struggling? Well, that says it all, doesn't it? Istanbul versus Manchester United. Istanbul 2, Manchester United 1. Let me check the audio's working. Yes, the audio is working. So I can rant as much as I want. But you know what? It's not even that. It's not even that it's unexpected. It's just the inconsistency has just been a factor for 7 years. It really has. And realistically, it's like you don't know what Man United are going to turn up in one half, in a half, in 45 minutes, let alone in the game, let alone in the season. And it's just another disappointing result, really. How can we beat PSG? How can we beat RB Leipzig in a good way, in a good performance, and then struggle to break teams down? I guess it makes sense because maybe RB Leipzig or PSG give us space to work with. And then obviously the Premier League's a whole different kettle of fish. That's a whole another mess. Multiple messes within multiple messes. Lots to dissect here. So let me know, what do you think was the problem? What was missing today? Of course, our first half was ruining it for the second half. I get that, but second half still, I feel like we should have had a bit more imagination as well to really deal with things, to deal with the low defensive block Istanbul got. And fair play to Istanbul. They got the goals in the first half that they needed. They were clinical, and then this classic thing: once you get the goals, you're underdog. You defended a low block, and you can't get them. You can't get them. Yeah, so Demba Ba comes back, not just to haunt Stevie G, he's haunting Manchester United. It's absolutely ridiculous. Just let me know. If you watched the match. If you didn't watch the match, just let me know. Like, how do you feel? Do you think Man United are going to get out of this group? I still feel like we are going to get out of this group. I think we have enough in the tank. But really, it was all about the Everton game for me, in terms of like how can we really judge the season? How we can really judge, are we going to propel ourselves? Because the league again is our bread and butter. We've been struggling in that more than the Champions League, and this was supposed to be an easy victory, or easy draw at least. And we could even get that. The first half starts. We start off alright. We start off with good energy. We have a good squad. The formation says it's a 4-1-2-1-2. However, I don't think it was. And in many cases, it became a bloody 1-4-1 because bloody there was no defensive bloody people running back the channels every time. The ball over the top, and then the Demba Ba's through in the first 20 minutes. Like, what's going on? But mostly we were alright. Van der Beek was started for once, which is good. I wanted him to start. Matic was starting, which was good. I think. Who else was starting? Excuse me, my nose is very itchy. It's very irritating. Like Manchester United. Excuse me for a moment. Oh my days. God, I'm just really irritable today. But yes. Yeah. We're good. We actually got most of the possession. We were dominating for the first 20 minutes or so. Even after the goal, to be fair. But we wanted to make better chances, but still we were making decent chances, half chances here and there in the first like couple of minutes. We started off well. The players seemed to be up for it. To be fair, Van der Beek seemed really good today. I think it's good to get some minutes in the tank. You don't want to expect him to do assists, goals every bloody day, but because he's not playing anyway. So once you ease him into the squad, I think this will give him some good minutes. Tuanzebe was starting. That was something I was really happy towards, because Tuanzebe played so well against PSG. So I was a bit baffled when he hadn't started any other game. And this is maybe another test to see if you can handle it in the Premier League. And to be fair, if I'm going to be critical of other players, I have to be critical of Tuanzebe. I think he's got great potential, but he's still young. And even though you can't, just because he did bad here, maybe made a few mistakes, doesn't mean it was a fluke against Mbappe or fluke against Neymar. I still think Tuanzebe made enough, and he has the pace to really compete in the top level. But sometimes decision making, he needs to be a bit better. But to be fair, after he made a few mistakes at the start, the whole defense was unorganized in a lot of cases. We get a corner, but all our players are forward. And Matic is the only one back. So, which already is alarm bells, but as long as Matic marks his man, it's fine. But No, he switches off, and then Baba all of a sudden, in 1 second, a blink of an eye, I don't even notice what's going on. At one point, you're like, oh, we could score a header if we actually score headers for once. And then next minute, then Baba's through 1-on-1. I'm like, what is happening? I was like, how did we get from this to that? I was like, this is basic stuff. It's like in secondary school when you know you have the better team than the year 6s because you're year 10. But you chuck everybody, but everybody's slowly going. Everyone's going so forward that nobody really cares about tactics or formations in school. That you leave no defense behind and you just rely on the fact that they're not good enough to score anyway. It's literally almost like school tactics, not even tactics, school defending, schoolboy errors happening, leaving that much gap beyond the halfway line. Matic needs to turn his head on there. Maybe a few more players has to drop back as well. But you can't blame that on Ole. It's more of a mistake really. But the shape was all wrong, so maybe you can say it was him. And it kept on happening a little bit. It kept on happening. Demba Ba was making stuff happen. And from the commentator, well, he said Demba Ba's not even their first choice striker. So the fact that he was doing so well against us, he was doing the plan was there and they were executing it. Demba Ba getting through, we had to foul them some places. Tuanzebe was getting a yellow card. It's just the fact that kept on happening. We kept on almost getting exposed by the long ball. To be fair, we tried doing long balls loads of times. We're long ball FC sometimes. But they were doing a good job of just keeping it tidy, keeping it simple, and when they see the opportunity, they strike. And eventually, they got their second goal because of it, because they pounced on another mistake. Bruno Fernandes. Back pass, not the best, but Mata should be dealing with it, but his pace isn't good enough. Why is Mata playing right winger? I say this a lot. Mata shouldn't be playing right winger. That's not his proper position, unless especially for defensive duties. Maybe sometimes attacking ones he can be decent from the right, especially if they're trying to go for a more direct approach. But today it wasn't working. Today it wasn't working whatsoever. He got exposed defensively because you have to run back when you're a right winger. And he lost control of the ball. Bruno has to take responsibility. It wasn't the best pass, but also not the best control from Mata. And then the cross comes in, and then Maguire doesn't block it properly. He could have got his foot in another day, but he didn't. And then the other side leaves because Luke Shaw's already attacked the ball. He can't run back. And then it's 2-0. It's 2-0. Visca has a good thumping finish to make it 2-0. And at that point, you were just sitting there saying how we shouldn't have allowed this to happen, and not because we're playing badly. In the first place, we were playing good, but we weren't making most of our possession. We had some half chances. It's not like we were doing crap with loads of possession. It's just that we saw the mistakes happening. It's not like we never saw the mistakes occurring. The first goal should never have happened, and the second goal really shouldn't have happened either. It's just Istanbul did really good to obviously pounce on our mistakes, which they should as underdogs. They should be doing that, and they did that really well. Fair play to them. So 40 minutes in, we have 5 minutes left to go. I'm just sitting there on the verge of being fuming, saying we need to get back in this game, get at least one goal before half time realistically, if we want to have a chance of getting some points from this game. And to be fair, again, I like saying to be fair, but to be fair, Man United fulfilled my wish in that sense. Brilliant. They fulfilled my wish in that sense of getting a goal. Martial straight away. Luke Shaw crosses it in. For once, someone actually gets a hold of a cross from Luke Shaw. For once, he gets an assist. Because to be fair, Luke Shaw can put crosses in. Sometimes he doesn't do it enough in some matches, but in some matches he does, but nobody gets in the end of it. But this time, Martial was in on the end of it. There was no one marking him, so realistically, we should be getting that on target. And Martial really does well. Number 9 finish. Heads it, bottom right hand corner. Cool, calm, collected stuff. You love to see it. Martial obviously is my favourite player, so it's good to see him back in the squad and back thriving, and hopefully he takes that into the game against Everton, because we're going to need that. And hopefully Luke Shaw takes a bit of confidence as well, that he can cross the ball and someone can get on the end of it. So yeah, 2-1. I'm very happy with that, but it's just again a bit of frustration. Again, not turning up, not concentrating, only turning the gears up once we concede. It's just annoying, isn't it? It just feels like it doesn't make you appreciate the style of play we have. It just makes you appreciate. It doesn't make you appreciate in that style of play whatsoever. It just feels like reactionary. It's all reactionary. You know what I mean? It's not proper planned out stuff. So yeah, we go into the second half nevertheless with that goal. After that goal, it felt like we've carried on. We keep on going on the up, keep on getting chances early on. Then we can put this game to bed, or at least get a draw. If we get a draw, it's disappointing, but it's all right. It's all right, because if we don't win this game, then there's still we're giving RB Leipzig a chance. We're giving PSG a chance. You know what I mean? And with the way we're playing sometimes, it's just one day that Premier League form is going to trickle down into the Champions League form. Yeah, so they claim their maiden Turkish Super League. So they got a good team, Istanbul. That's why they're in the Champions League. They won the Turkish Super League, as it says here. I had not scored a goal or claimed a point in their opening 2 games in the competition. Well, until we roll around, it really does occur. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't yet. I really appreciate if you did. You're top man. Whoever's watching, I appreciate you. Yeah. Former Premier League striker, Demba Ba has run clear to run from the halfway line and fire past Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson's good to see him start. I don't think he was at fault for the first goals. He didn't really have much to do apart from the goals, but he couldn't have saved them. It was too late. If he made the saves, it would have been bloody godlike, because it was just defensive errors mainly that the point of the goal. And Dean Henderson, I think he's the kind of guy who won't get rattled by that kind of stuff anyway. He'll be back for the next Champions League game, I'm sure, or another cup game. He was good in the last game as well. He made some good saves, so it's good to see him getting minutes as well. Second half, we had the ball again. It was almost like a repeat of the first half a bit. We had the ball. We were making better chances from the first half. I'll give them that. To be fair. But it just felt like the more time that goes by and we don't equalise, the more time Istanbul just gain confidence and more likely just sit back and gain confidence that we can defend this lead and win. And eventually they did that. And to be honest, I didn't even feel deflated. I just felt like, okay, if we get a goal, we get a goal. If we don't get a goal, we don't get a goal. And this is what Manchester United have done to me. They've done to a lot of fans, just making them immune to pain. It's like, what? Like, this is how far we've fallen. It's like when we lose like this, even to Istanbul, it's not surprising. It's just like, oh, it's surprising, but it's like it's not surprising that it's surprising. You get me? It's like it's just weird feelings that in our fan base. It's just frustration, really. It's just confusion around the club of what's going on. What's going on in terms of the tactics, the coaches, but also the players' mentality. What's going on upstairs in the board? It's just a whole culmination of all these things. Why are we winning these games but not these games? It's just all a mess at the moment. I think what really was weird is when McTominay got put on from Matic, Matic got sent to centre back and McTominay got subbed in for Tuanzebe. I don't know. So Matic is playing as a left-footed centre back, left-sided centre back, and McTominay's replaced Matic in the CDM role. Okay, I don't mind McTominay going in for Matic because Matic was a bit suspect. He clearly wasn't concentrating today. He took his eye off the ball. Playing as a centre-back, it's an interesting option. It didn't really make a difference in the second half because we were just attacking them. So it was their centre-backs doing the business, not ours. So we didn't really have a chance to see Matic and Maguire do their thing. It's just very interesting. But we've never seen that before. It's a very unconventional style to what Man United want to do. Thank you for the like. Appreciate you. Leave comments down below. Where do you think United go from here? Do you think we can beat Everton? Do you think we can be the underdogs again and bloody win a game that you don't think people are going to win again? I wouldn't be surprised. Who knows? Yeah, it's just an interesting decision to put Matic at the back when we've got Lindelof on the bench and Mengi as well. You could give Mengi a chance. Even in a game like this. It's interesting. Maybe he just wanted to rest Mengi and rest Lindelof, which is annoying because I don't want Maguire and Lindelof again. I want Tuanzebe to play more games with Maguire. Just change it up a bit. You know what I mean? Because something has to give. Something's got to change. You know what I mean? Not just the formation. And at the end of the day, Solskjaer loves McTominay, doesn't he? He just loves playing him. And to be fair, McTominay, people criticise him. He's just there for energy. He's like Lingard, but like CDM role. And I see the similarities in that. But he can, from the midfield position, you can get away with it a bit more because he can make the interceptions when you need him to, and he did. He did quite a bit there. So McTominay wasn't a problem. He kept things ticking. McTominay, I think that's what he can do. Sometimes I'm not going to always dismiss the bad stuff he does, but I'm also not going to dismiss the good stuff he does. It's a bit of both. There's always a grey area. And really, it was just the attack that needed to perform and get the equaliser, even when they're playing with such a low block. But it is difficult. And to be fair, he gave Cavani 30 minutes to try and get into the game, and Cavani was trying to hold things up, trying to do stuff. He looked fit. He looked like he was trying to pressure the defenders like all our other attackers would do. Obviously, not all in tandem. We're not bloody Klopp. We're not bloody Jurgen Klopp, coach Pep Guardiola. But he looked energised. He looked like he's getting minutes into his belt, and he's getting fitter and fitter, which is good to see. Rashford didn't really get involved in the game. I'm not going to lie, but I at some point I forgot Rashford was playing, which is very alarming. Was Rashford even playing in this game? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't think Rashford was playing. Was he actually playing this game? Yeah, Rashford didn't really get hold of the ball, which says all you need to know about how Istanbul were defending well, and our attack just lacked imagination. Enough imagination. We had a bit of imagination, but not enough to really get the points. And once we can see 2 goals and they sit back, then it's even harder of a job, isn't it? So, yeah, last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes, Pogba comes on as well, eventually, along with Cavani in the 60th minute. And Pogba, he brings a bit, but he has to do the long ball technique again, which he can do the long balls better than other players. So I guess with Ole's reasoning, like, I do long balls anyway, let's get Pogba on it. But Pogba, in terms of really impacting the game, unless one of those long balls work out, which they most likely don't, because even then, even when they get the ball, there's so many defenders back. What's the point? What's the point? Because Pogba needs to be in that advanced position to really make things happen, and he was just stuck to the CDM position, and Van der Beek was stuck to the CDM position, and he can get away with it from the media because he's not a flair player. But at the same time, Pogba, even though he can play CDM as well, he's more conscious. He's known for his attacking ability, and Van der Beek was playing well CDM. Maybe we should. I don't know why we didn't keep him on there. I think Van der Beek could have done something. I think Greenwood came on for Rashford. I think that was a good sub, but 15 minutes, is that really enough? I don't know, man. I think the subs were alright after the 45th minute. The half-time subs were a bit weird, but he got away with it, Solskjaer, because for us to judge, because it was just us attacking. It's the attacking sense that really. It's the attackers that really didn't do much. I would have liked to see Cavani to do more. Rashford definitely needed to do more. Not a good game from him. He needs to go back to his best. But then again, Rashford works well. Rashford works best when there's space in front of him to just be direct. But there was no space for him today, so that explains it, doesn't it? That explains it. Rashford needs to learn to try and break teams down a bit. You know what I mean? He needs to learn how to add that to his game, not just always be on the counter or with space in front of him. That's why he did so good against PSG. That's why he did against RB. But also not just because of that, because he had good finishing ability and good dribbling, and he had good confidence. And this game's not going to give him the best confidence, as well as other players as well. Not going to give them the best confidence, including Tuanzebe. Is he going to be happy that he got subbed off for Matic, unless he got injured or get a yellow card? Maybe because he got a yellow card, and they don't want to risk Tuanzebe. It looks like Tuanzebe probably be a Champions League defender for this season right now. But I want Tuanzebe starting with Maguire, or Tuanzebe and Lindelof, maybe if Maguire keeps on not performing to the best of his abilities, because I think Maguire and Lindelof are similar in quality. It's just that we start Maguire more because he's more expensive, and I feel like Maguire does still have a bigger potential, but he's not living up to it always, is he? A lot of our players don't live up to a potential. Our squad doesn't live up to a potential. We have a good squad, but it's just we're underperforming right now. Luckily, we got those 2 wins against PSG and RB Leipzig, so we're still top of the group, and now PSG are level with us. And Istanbul and RB Leipzig got 3 points. So all of a sudden, because of that loss, as you can see on the table there, it's all to play for still, really. Realistically, it's all to play for. But obviously, we can get points when Istanbul come to us, hopefully. But RB Leipzig's going to be another hard game. They're not going to want to be beaten again. PSG is another hard game. We got to hope that PSG and Leipzig, when they head against each other, they get a draw or something, or one's going to steal points from the other. It's just not enough. There's urgency, but it was just not enough creativity and imagination to really seal the deal. And then by the last couple of minutes were. We were, again, as expected, we're like, oh my god, we're getting the best chances, like when there's 2 minutes to go. Way to play with my heart, Man United. You always do this. But at this time, it was bloody off-the-line stuff. I think it was a good cross. Was it a good cross? A good cross from Maguire in the back post. He actually directed his head onto the ball for once. And then it looks like Martial could get touched, but he doesn't get touched because one of their defenders deflects off it, and at the end of the day, the deflection worked out just about, because it was about to go over the line, over the keeper, but then the defender comes in and kicks it out. I don't know if it was Skirtle, the former Liverpool defender. He was scared of Martial because you could tell he had flashbacks to Martial mugging him off and ending his career at Liverpool from his first debut goal against him, because he bloody fouled Martial by the end. Fair play to him. He had a good defensive setup there. I don't know if that was him who cleared it off the line, but it was so close. I thought it was in. I thought, obviously, the way the Man United players were screaming for it, it was like, oh, it's definitely gone over the line, but it never went over the line. It never went over the line. It went out for another corner. We didn't make the most of that one, and then the game was done. The game was finished. So, you could say that's unlucky, but Istanbul did what they have to do. You can say Istanbul were lucky to win, but they were always going to be underdogs. So the plan worked for them, whereas our plan was just to try and attack, and nothing happened from it. And sometimes we get caught on the back foot, and that cost us today. That really did cost us. Who's that man of the match? Martial. I give it to Martial because he's my boy, and he's back from the squad, and he got a goal. But at the end of the day, nobody else was helping him out. But I don't feel like giving man of matches out. That's how bad it is feeling around Man United, really. And if we lose against Everton, I know Goldbridge said the club probably won't consider sacking him just yet, but to many people's eyes, he'll be sacked if we lose against Everton, including myself probably. And I know the board haven't given him enough, and I know 4-1-2-1-2 isn't the formation he wants to play. But at the same time, he's switching things too much, and sometimes Solskjaer's defensive setup, maybe he needs to get into these players' heads and be like, concentrate a bit more. And are we even playing 4-1-2-1-2 sometimes, or are we playing 4-2-3-1? I think we're playing 4-2-3-1. I think maybe the formation, to be fair, sometimes before the game starts, they always give a wrong formation out. But is Mata the right place of right winger? It's all about the Everton game now. We can make amends on the Everton game if we beat them. It's going to be a very hard game against a good Carlo Ancelotti squad who just lost against Newcastle, and they want to get back to winning ways to gain pressure in the top four, something that we should have done. But we're not up there. We need to get points to try and catch up, as always, in the Premier League, because that's what we always do after we qualify for Champions League. We just go back to catching up and try and get in Europa League or sacking another manager after not backing them. Pochettino, I could make a separate video on him because I feel like Pochettino is a good manager, and I've obviously been watching more videos of him on Sky Sports. The Pochettino propaganda is up and running. He's a fantastic character. I love all later bits, but Pochettino is a good tactician, and Pochettino is also a likeable figure. But obviously he's got more experience in rebuilding clubs with lack of funds. Something that Man United will bloody fit like a glove for him. But we want to be going back to winning trophies. But we got small steps. We go game by game. We're going to go to Everton. When is the Everton game? Is it on Saturday or Sunday? But whatever happens, I'll be there after the match. It's going to be a big game. If we're not up for it now, then I don't know when we're ever going to be up for any game, because we're on the back. We just lost against Istanbul, embarrassingly. We've just lost against Arsenal and Chelsea, and pretty much Chelsea, even though we drew, but it was like 2 points dropped. The amount of points we've been dropping, and away from home we do well, even against the odds. We win a lot of games out away, just at home. But Everton is going to be Goodison Park's always a dangerous stadium. 12:30 kickoff. It's do or die. This could be Solskjaer's last job. You never know. I just have a feeling. I don't know why. I just do. But at the same time, Solskjaer's probably leaving. It's like a 50. Right now. It's like 45% chance Solskjaer's leaving. And Everton, if he loses there, then 50%, and then it's going to keep on going up, and we move. But I'll be there to cover it, and hopefully you'll be there to watch it as well when I do cover it. To cover everything. Saturday, 7th of November, by 2:30, I think, of 2 hours after the game's finished, and yeah, I'll be there to talk about that stream. If you missed anything, you can from this stream about the Istanbul Champions League game. If you missed any top man analysis, always rewind back after, because obviously after this live stream is over, it's uploaded back onto the channel for you guys to enjoy. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, leave a bell on, notification on, so you do not miss a stream or career mode video. I've just released a new career mode video. Make sure to do the same there. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I've put a lot of work into that. I really hope you enjoy it. I had a lot of fun playing FIFA 21. Hope you guys watch me having fun as well. You guys have fun watching it as well, if you haven't watched it yet. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time for Everton and more career mode episodes as well, hopefully. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye. This is the bit where I wait for myself to finish, and then I'll finish the stream myself. Subscribe. I know the video quality isn't the best because my laptop is not the best internet, so I'm going to try and get the quality of the actual video to be HD a bit more sometimes.